Okay, let's continue our exploration of level curves. So, just wanted to redefine a level curve as a shape that's obtained when a plane intersects a surface along the axis of the dependent variable. So, if we're dealing with a two variable function, z is our dependent variable, x and y are our independent variables, and so we intersect our surface using planes parallel to the xy plane along the z-axis. So how do we find them? If we have a surface, for example, f of xy equals x squared plus y squared, let's imagine, then what we would do is we would take different values of k a constant, and set x squared plus y squared equal to a value of k. So we might say, okay, let's start with k equal to 0. And then we would plot that intersection of the plane k equals 0 with our surface. And then we would increase, let's suppose, let me move this down a little bit. Let's suppose that we want to increase, go up by 1. So then we would say, okay, this is when k is 0. We'll see what happens. Then we'll take x squared plus y squared equal to 1. That's when k equals 1. And we continue to make traces of our surface as we increase the values of k, and these are increased along the z-axis. We'll do an actual example in the next video, but I want to talk about a few ideas about level curves. So that's how we obtain them, right? We set our function equal to a constant, and we let that constant vary at equally spaced intervals. Now, I wanted to show you an idea that this is really a lot like how we use topographical maps if you go hiking, for example, or if you want to make a map of a terrain. In this diagram, we have a mountain range down here. We can imagine that at 0 is z equals 0, right? So height of 0. Let's imagine that this is increasing with an increasing z. And you might notice that z is equally spaced by intervals of 10. This is actually 10 feet going up a mountain or a hill. So this is our z-axis here, going up by 10, right, our z-axis. And we've taken a plane at each value of k, so at k equals 0, and we intersect that plane. At 0, we've got nothing. So at k equals 10 feet, we see in the map above, the curve that's created, that's a level curve of how the terrain changes all at that same altitude of 10 feet. So if we went around the mountain at 10 feet, we would find this path. That's a level curve. Now, if we increase to 20 feet, at 20 feet, we read the next path, and this tells us how we're traveling along around the terrain at the same altitude. And so you can see we're increasing altitudes, we're going further into, this is our contour map. So the map at the top is our contour map that has projected the level curves onto the xy plane. And we can see here that at the altitude of 40, so at 40 we hit kind of the top of the smaller hill, right? So that means that we can make that circle around that smaller hill much tighter, right? That's this circle here. And so we're getting a peak right there, right? We're looking at a maximum value of our surface close to 40 feet. And the same thing, we notice that the same thing's happening at 50 feet. At 50 feet, we can see the second altitude or the second peak of our mountain range or hilly range. And you can see that the circle closes much more quickly because we would travel along the terrain at 50 feet high. It would take us a lot less time than when we were traveling at 10 feet high. So we can see on our contour map that at 40 feet and at 50 feet, or maybe a little higher, we're getting peaks of our terrain. Something else that's worth noticing is what the contour map reveals about, so here's our contour map, what it reveals about when we're climbing this surface, when we have fastest climb, or faster, when the surface is rising more quickly, sorry. So here we can see, let me point to the curves being very close here. So if we focus on the 40-foot ring and the 50-foot ring in this area, we can see that in this region where I'm pointing to right now, the level curves are pretty close together. Let's see what's going on when we're climbing up the hill. Notice when those level curves are pretty close together, we have a steeper rise in our function, right? That's rising. The slope would be much steeper than when we are pretty far apart, let's say over here or over here. When we look at here, this is much flatter. So we can see that as the curve gets steeper, the level curves are getting closer together. So the closer that those level curves are, that points to steeper areas of our surface. So 2 things to take away here. We find level curves by intersecting planes parallel to the xy plane along our z-axis if we're dealing with a 2-variable function, and we space them equally. And second, we can find peaks and valleys when we look at a contour map, but we can also notice that areas where the level curves are closer together means that the surface is rising more quickly. And when they're further apart, that means that the surface is not rising as quickly. So it tells us a little bit about the rate of change of our surface.